I'll start very beginning. Okay. Hi, I'm Carmen.
I'm Beverley.
And welcome to Yarn Story. This is our knitting podcast. And today I'm here with not Kaylee.
As I'm also known.
Actually, you have a different nickname.
I'm not Olivia normally.
Beverly's nickname is not Olivia.
And there isn't an Olivia.
There isn't an Olivia.
There's no reason.
Please don't ask us why. But I am joined today by Beverly, who is our newest team member. Although not really that new anymore. No. We just haven't had you.
Yeah, is it 7, 8 months?
It's longer. You started in October.
Oh, it's flying by.
It's just flying by. So I promised Beverly she'd be on the season 3.
Yeah.
I feel so dressed up today, because I have an ironed white collared shirt.
Yeah, on, very smart today. For my debut.
I'm usually a bit more cash. But I digress. So yes, we will talk to Beverly about her knitting life and her regular life and
easy questions only.
But first, I thought we would start today with what we're actually wearing. So I have on the CoCo vest by Bana Knits. I think that's her Instagram account. She's a designer in Ireland. And I love this vest. It's designed in our Walcott Yarns Opus, and it is a classic houndstooth,
but with a not so classic twist.
Yes, with a not so classic color combo.
Yeah.
So I had this knit. I didn't make this one, but I had it knit for me. And it is using gray plus Kermit.
Yeah.
Which is a surprisingly amazing color combo.
I think it's a really good way of wearing Kermit because it makes it really wearable. Because you might look at Kermit and think that's too bright, because I'm not normally one for bright colours. But I think that looks really good.
Yeah, I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel very smart and dressed up.
Yeah, and you look very smart and dressed up.
Oh, thanks. So what are you wearing?
So I feel very smart in mine as well, although I have to make it very clear I didn't make this. Susan knitted this, and it's lovely. We've all worn it because it's just so nice. We've all tried it on.
Yes.
So I thought...
And it's in the shop as a sample, so it's very game.
So it was hanging there, so I thought... Perfect. Too tempting not to, but I really love it. I think she's done amazing with the colour choice, which I know you said she stepped out of her colour.
Yeah, the colour choice, that was my pick, actually.
Yeah, well, very good, well done.
Thank you.
See, that's the advice you can get from a yarn story. But yes, it's Bella Blocking by Anne Ventzel.
Yes.
And it's a combination of fluff, which of course is the Walcott Yarns, right behind us here, with our collaboration
right there
with Les Garçons. And then it is with Isager Tweed. So there's a combination, and the colours are chocolate from Isager Tweed with Officer from Fluff, and then it's plum, isn't it? From
Tweed and plum and Dancing Flamingo,
which is this one.
Yes,
which is so nice.
We will talk more about that pattern specifically a little bit later. We have a basket of yarn.
Yeah, so if you want one too.
Yes. I technically, we'll talk about whips in a minute. But I think we'll get to know you first a little bit more. I think we'll pour the wine for that.
Yeah, let's have wine first.
All right, so this week, I let Beverly choose. She's not a huge wine drinker, but...
so I don't have a clue, basically.
She pulled a bottle of white out of the fridge. This is the Field Notes 3 Wine of England. Contains only naturally occurring sulfates. Okay.
Great. That's how I like my sulfates.
That's all it says there. You can pour us a glass. And I will read things. This is again from Wolf Wine, from our sponsor. That's a big glass there, Beverly.
She don't know what she's doing.
You used to be a bartender, didn't you?
Yeah. It was in Wrexham, and they like a big glass in Wrexham. No offense, I loved it there.
Okay, so this is the third installment of Offbeat's Field Note series. Is made up of all white grapes varieties for the first time. You can expect great acidity alongside delicate orchard and citrus fruit. The wine has a nice texture from the skin contact and light extraction. Drinking well now, but should age very well too. So it's good. Pinot Blanc Chardonnay. It's from Wiltshire, which is like the next county over. Yeah. I actually didn't know they had grapes there.
Did you? No.
I didn't know they had a vineyard there. Okay. All right. Let's
Let's see if they're good grapes.
We're going to try it. It's kind of cloudy, which
it is. It looks a bit like apple juice.
It does look like apple juice.
It doesn't smell like apple juice,
No, it does not smell like apple juice.
Ooh.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah.
This,
I'm not going to pretend I know. You're not a fan?
No, it's not that I'm not a fan. But it's quite particular.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a wine I would choose for, like, my everyday dinner wine. I mean, I don't have an everyday dinner wine.
It's got something different to it. What is that? Because you know about wines better than me.
I don't. I pretend to. Kaylee's the one that knows about wines.
It's got a little vinegary kick.
Yes. I do feel like... Sorry, we just got the funniest look through the window from someone carrying a bottle of wine down the street.
They probably want to join us.
Probably from our friends Wolf Wines. I think this is... If it were really sunny outside, which it's not, and it was a really hot day, and we were just, like, out having a glass of wine...
Yeah.
That's where I would drink this.
Yeah, I feel like I would enjoy this on a terrace somewhere.
Yes.
It's got that kind of taste to it.
Yes.
I think it's maybe the vinegariness is again thinking of like the apples and the cloudiness. It's got that makes it feel quite like a summery drink.
It is very drinkable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's my favorite wine that we've had, but they can't all be my favorites.
No.
So, that's fair.
It is very vinegary.
Yeah, it's unusual.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a food wine. I think it's a drinking in the sun on the terrace wine.
Yeah, because I obviously...
I'm like, musing about life, having an existential crisis.
Yes,
Yeah,
which is what we'll be doing here today.
We'll try not to have an existential crisis on camera.
Yeah, not my first time.
Having an existential crisis or being on camera?
Well, I suppose not. Well, probably not first time for either. But for here, I have been on camera before.
For the podcast.
For the podcast.
Okay.
I haven't been on the podcast, obviously.
Well, let's find out a little bit about you, Beverly.
Okay.
Where do you come from? Who are you? How did you end up here? A yarn story.
So I don't know. It's a long old journey. How long have you got? Get your wine.
That's what they're doing. It's
fine. Yeah. Okay.
Chat away.
So I'm from Oxford originally. That's where I grew up. And then after I finished school, A-levels, I did a year abroad in New Zealand, which was really cool.
I don't think I knew that.
No, I don't.
How's that?
I don't think I had this conversation. Like, I haven't told you any of this.
Okay, well, this is new info.
Life story.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's New Zealand.
I'm going to tuck in with my wine then.
Which was lovely. It's a really nice place. I recommend it. But it's a long old trip, and that was my first time on a plane.
Oh.
So...
go big or go home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, had a lovely time. And then when I came back, so I applied for university, but I did a deferred placement. So when I came back, I went to uni in Chester, which was, at that point, was part of the University of Liverpool. Okay. I think it's now a separate university on its own. And I did film and literature there because I loved literature. And then I thought it was the only course like that at the time that did like a combination of literature and film. I thought it would be quite interesting to do something that wasn't just literature.
Yeah.
I obviously had no idea what I wanted to do.
Who does at uni, really?
Yeah. I should have gone back earlier and talked about my knitting, but anyway, no, this is more like me. So this is
we want to know about you.
My journey. And then so when I finished uni, I just ended up staying up north and did various jobs. I worked in Pizza Express, one of my roles, and then which was good because you got a free pizza.
Which is great.
Yeah, which was really good.
New out of uni and
exactly. You haven't got much money, so you're like, well, that's my dinner. And the tips were really, really good. Oh, yeah? Really good. Yeah. I remember once that I thought I'd like just save up all my cash tips. I think it's different now because this was back in the day and cash tips were more of a thing. But I think now it's all added on the receipt, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, which of course gets taxed and stuff. So cash tips were really, really good. And I used to like hide them under my bed and then take them into the bank, and I'd go into the bank and I'd have like £400 and I'd be like, I'll put this in my account, please. They'd be like, oh, how long have you been saving? I was like, just a couple of weeks. So they probably thought I had a very disreputable job. They probably didn't think I was a waitress. But yeah, really good tips. So anyway, I don't know on to what Pizza Express. Then I thought I better do something with my life. So I decided to do, and this was a great idea, I decided I'd be a teacher because, what else do you do with a literature degree? Apart from obviously write a novel or something. That's still
run a yarn shop.
Oh, yes.
So I also have a...
Oh, yeah. Or run a yarn shop. And this is where I've ended up. But so, yes, I did my PGCE in further education. And then I taught for 7 years in a college in Wrexham, which is where I lived in Wrexham for a bit. And that's where I met my partner.
Which you might know because Ryan Reynolds owns the football team there now.
Yeah, as soon as I left, Ryan Reynolds decides to go there. And I'm like, oh, great. Couldn't he have come when I was there?
Your life could have been very different.
I know. I could be with Ryan Reynolds. No, I wouldn't be with Ryan
I don't think. I think him and Blake Lively are pretty...
Yeah. Anyway,
see, in there.
I've got my because I'm now engaged.
Yes.
So, yes. But I always wanted to really come back down south, be closer to my family, because they're all down this way. They're no longer in Oxford. They've all kind of, those separate, they've all ended up around Exeter way. So I thought, well, I'll just pick somewhere nice. And I always used to come to Bath on holidays because I just really, really liked it. So then I picked Bath. And then I made my way to Bath. So this is a very long story. And I was like, I don't want to be a teacher anymore because that is a stressful job. Any teachers out there?
You taught film studies, right?
Yeah, I taught A-level film studies.
Cool.
So it was a good subject. It was really cool, but it was a lot of work because you're constantly planning or marking. It's like a high stress, and you're obviously in front of people all the time. So I think it's quite a lot every day. So I thought I want to do something different, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I didn't really think, I don't know why. I think it might be actually quite common with my generation. I didn't ever think that your hobby or your interest could be your job. You always think, I need to get like a certain job. I need to just think of something that's a career. I didn't really think of putting the two together. So then I worked down here. I worked in events and stuff. And then that made me started to think about what I wanted my life to look like. Because I think you get to an age where you're like, what do I want every day to be like? And that's when I thought I want it to be something I actually really enjoy. So I thought up my dream job. This is true. I manifested this job. I was like, I want to work in a yarn shop. And then I was like, but I also want to do all these other skills that I've learned because I'm quite good with like admin and spreadsheet stuff, and I've also learned
data.
Yes, I like data.
Everyone loves data.
I do love data, and I'm good with people, but I also quite like not always being with people. I quite like working on my own stuff. So I had all this idea of what I wanted a job to look like, and I didn't actually think a job like that existed. And I think it's quite a rare job that I've got. I don't think it is that replicated across the industry. And then one day I was reading Carmen's newsletter and I went to click on it and I was like, I was like, my job's in here. I just knew it. And I opened the email and you were saying you needed a sales and operations manager. And at first, because this is what I do all the time, I go, I can't do that. I'm not good enough. But then I read it and I was like, no, this is everything I said that I can do. Why am I being stupid? This is literally what I said I wanted to do. So I was like, this is my job, and went for it. And then, of course, my partner, Loz, he was like, you need to, lower your, don't get too excited because you might not get it and it might not be as amazing as you think. And I was like, no, this is my job, because he's very logical. And I'm like, no, you're ruining my manifesting with your bad energy. This is my job.
Love it.
And then we had a 2-interview process.
Yes.
So we had a Zoom.
Yes.
And then we had an in-person one. So we had the Zoom and it was quite informal and it was nice. And I thought, that went well, but I didn't think I had like a chance. I didn't go away thinking I've got it. I just thought, that went well. It was a nice chat.
I'm a really good poker player, by the way.
very good. Because I was like, oh, I can't tell what she thinks. And then... But then
also at that stage, when I wrote the job out last year, I really didn't think I would be able to find someone that was in Bath. So I was very open to the role being remote.
Yeah.
And was very surprised when I had an application from someone in Bath. So you were actually the only person from the local area that applied. Like everybody else I was talking to would have been a remote position. So that's
why I got it.
So that was like a bonus. Now, actually, I could tell you exactly why you got the job. But it's your story, not mine.
Oh, it's our story now. A yarn story. But yeah, so then the second interview was with you and Amanda.
Yeah.
And I really liked that because I thought you were both really nice and really warm. And it was like more a conversation rather than a like scary interview. And I felt better after that one. I thought I had maybe a chance of getting it. And then you emailed that night, but I didn't see it until the next morning.
Oh.
And then when I woke up, I had an email saying I got the job. I was so happy.
Well, and here you are.
Yeah, and that's the end of my story.
There's like no knitting in that story.
No, I just did professional. I did my CV for you. But knitting, I've always
liked. We want to get to know
knitting.
you, the person, Beverley.
Oh, the person. I like knitting. I'm left-handed.
So am I.
Yeah, yes. Which I think I think that's very important. If you're left-handed, you probably agree. If you're not, you probably don't care.
Okay, but you also knit like right-handed.
But I knit just because I'd learned from my mum, so I knit just like the same.
When did you learn to knit?
So mum taught me to knit when I was really young, and I would knit blankets for my dolls or like these little tube dresses that were literally a tube, and then I'd just push over their head and push their arms through the holes, like not the actual holes, just through the yarn. And mum never taught me to cast on. She just was like, she'd always cast on and then go, right, there you go. So I was really good at knitting, but didn't really realise how like to start or end a project, and I never looked at patterns. And mum used to knit me these skirts, which were horrendous. They were like, she got a pair of circular needles and she just knit round and round, and it didn't matter when the yarn ran out, she'd just get another colour and bung it on. So there was like these multicoloured patches of skirts, but I loved them and loved wearing them.
Like long ones, mini
No,
ones?
they were like knee length.
Okay.
So yes. So and my nan knitted as well, so there was always knitting, and it was just for me it was normal that we just knit, and like it'd be like a fun thing to do. And then when I started going to school, you realise that nobody knits, or that nobody openly knits, and so
secret knitters.
So I was like, oh, and then I came back to it a bit when I sort of later teenage years, whenever I'd need to get a gift for somebody and I didn't have any money, I'd be like, oh, I'll make them something. But then I'd realise that actually isn't cheaper.
That is the problem, isn't it?
Yeah. But you feel like you've made something really personal, and obviously it's a really nice thing to do. So that I do that. And then I think it was probably the same as everyone else. During the pandemic, I was like, well, obviously the pandemic was awful, awful time for everybody. But when I was furloughed, I was kind of like, yeah, I can just knit now. Like, that's just endless knitting time. So I just got back into it then. And I realised that now patterns kind of tend to all be knit in the round and seamless. And I hated seams. I was like, oh, this is absolutely amazing. I'm just going to knit all the time now. So that's when I started doing like garments and things. Obviously started with hats and scarves, the usual, and then like into jumpers and cardigans and things. So yeah, that's my knitting story.
All right, what's your favourite thing you've ever knit?
Probably, I think it would be, I knitted sorry if I pronounce it wrong, Hansholm sweater by Petite Knits, and I knitted it for my boyfriend.
I don't think I know that one.
It's like a raglan men's jumper, and I knitted it for him, and he wears it. So,
and that's why he's now the fiancé.
And he was wearing it when he proposed.
Was he? Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, he was wearing it when he proposed.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, so that was really nice.
Yes, we have two engaged people here.
Oh yeah, Kaylee too.
Yes,
She
Kaylee
beat
too.
me to it.
Yes.
Yeah, she was a few months before me.
No, you weren't far behind.
No, I was like, right, she's engaged now. God, come on, it's got to be my time. You next.
I don't think we need 3 engaged people, 3 weddings to plan.
Yeah.
That's a lot for one shop.
Yeah, it is. So I really like that because the fact that he wears it and it's just nice.
I mean, he's a keeper if he's wearing it.
Yeah, it's nice when you make a gift and someone actually likes it. And I mean, I know people often like your gifts and appreciate it, but if they wear them is another thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is very much.
Yeah.
And that's why there's the curse of the boyfriend sweater.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me about that and I was like, oh,
it's a thing that, you know, people will knit for their other half and the other half doesn't like it or doesn't wear it or doesn't appreciate it enough or something happens in that.
And then you reassess your whole life.
Yeah, you reassess your whole life. And many people have broken up over a hand knit sweater.
I can see that because the pleasure I get that he likes it and wears it. Imagine if he didn't, he'd be very resentful. He'd be gone. I wouldn't be engaged now.
Yeah. I've told Danny he can have a pair of socks.
Yeah, and he can wear them even if he doesn't like them.
Well, exactly. He picked out yarn from my stash last week.
Oh.
And so I will make a pair of socks.
Yeah.
And we will start there.
I think that's a good start.
A safer place.
I was going to start with socks for Loz, but he's got such huge feet, I thought. I can't be asked with that.
Well, I have big feet already, so it really...
You're used to the...
I have to...
Yeah.
I don't have little, tiny, dainty feet. Although I do have small feet for my size. Like, I'm only a size 41 EU, that is.
No, I'm not sure what that is.
And for 6'1", that's actually not that big.
Yeah.
My parents both weirdly also have small feet for their height. Anyways, a bit about... we are not starting a foot show.
That's a different channel.
A different channel, which we don't have, just to be clear.
Don't go asking for it.
Don't go looking for that.
You might not like what you find.
Well, now that we've learned a little bit about you, although I do have more questions.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Has it raised more questions?
No, mostly... what's your favorite thing about working here so far? Like, what?
Oh,
has it been the job you wanted for yourself?
Yes.
Okay. I mean,
it is.
I'm not looking for flattery here.
No, actually. But it is what I wanted it to be.
Okay, great.
Like picking my favorite thing would be really difficult, because my job's kind of split. Sometimes I'm in the shop, sometimes I'm working from home. I think I have different things in each area that are my favorite. So in the shop, I like putting different colours and things together.
That's the best part, isn't it?
Yeah, when people come in and they say, I want to do this, and you're like, okay, oh, well, we can just go wild and pick anything. So I really enjoy that.
And people are always like, oh no, I've made such a mess. And I'm like, no, that's like the best part. Like, I love it when the table in the middle is full of yarn options.
Yeah, and I really like that part. So that's fun. And obviously just being in here with yarn all around you all day, nice. Like you can't ever get bored because you're constantly like, there's all these lovely things around me. And I said this the other day, and it was surprisingly not everyone agrees with me. I love the smell of the shop. I love the smell of yarn and like the smell of the wool and everything. So that's like one of my favorite things, just like the smell of it.
Well, we did have some nice sheepy yarn arrive.
Yeah, and
we were having that conversation.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to like sniff a sheep in quite the same way.
Yeah, no. I also love
the smell of it. I think is really, really nice. Because I was saying it would be nice as a candle, but apparently that wouldn't be a big seller. Not everyone's into that. So yes, that's my favorite thing in the shop. Favorite thing at home, I like spreadsheets. I do. I do enjoy spreadsheets. And I particularly enjoy when I have to put something together, like, for example, when we're doing our retreat.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Beverley has been absolutely integral in us getting the Bath Luxury retreat together. It's been something percolating in my head for quite some time, and quite seriously probably for the last, 12 to 18 months. But I just with the other stuff I have on my plate, I was like, I can't do this justice. But Beverly came along and really made it happen.
Oh.
So.
Well, I've been happy to. That's been so much fun because kind of using the spread, just creating my like a database really. And that's been really cool. And even the maths, and I didn't like maths at school, but like getting the like calculations and working out the budget and stuff. So I've really enjoyed that.
Because we do nothing without planning around here.
No.
I know sometimes it looks like we're being a bit haphazard,
Yeah.
but there's actually a lot of thought and planning that goes into things, especially things like the bath retreat, which, I mean, let's just talk about what we're doing there in case you haven't heard about it.
Yeah, you go.
Me go.
It's so cool.
So we are hosting our first ever retreat here in Bath next March 2025. It's the second week. It's the 6th to the 10th of March. We are going to be hosting it at the Royal Crescent Hotel here in Bath, which is arguably Bath's best hotel. It's one of the best hotels in the world.
Yeah.
They're rated very highly in lots of publications and such. It's a stunning space.
It's amazing.
Really stunning. It is in the Royal Crescent, which is Bath's like probably most famous landmark, I think.
Yeah.
If you look up Bath, England, there will be a photo of the Royal Crescent.
And if you watch any period dramas, it's probably in there, like Bridgerton, any of the like Jane Austen adaptations, things like that.
It is sort of quintessential Jane Austen Bath.
Yeah, it really is.
And we are really lucky that they've really gotten on board with us running a knitting retreat there. So we have the entire hotel for the knitters for the week. That means it's ours exclusively, exclusive use of the spa that they have in there, all the rooms, the dining rooms, etc. It is ours for the week. We will have meals there. And then there's the knitting stuff. So,
so I mean, that's amazing on its own.
Just come stay in the marvelous Royal Crescent Hotel, one. And then two, we have some amazing knitting things going on. So we have Erika Knight.
Yeah, that's our main.
That is our main attraction. I wish we could say more about what she's going to be teaching.
I know, because that is going to be even more amazing.
It's going to be very clear why we can't talk about that right this second, a little bit later this year. But Erika Knight is going to be there. She's probably going to bring Bella.
Yes, I think she is bringing Bella.
So she works with her daughter. She's going to be doing a class and a talk. And if you've never listened to her podcast or like read her newsletters or heard her speak before, Erika is just phenomenal. She's been in this industry a long time. She's worked in ready to wear. She's worked in hand knitting. She has such a breadth of experience. She's just fierce. I don't have a better word to describe her.
She's a really interesting lady. Like she's so interesting to listen to. She's just really cool as well. Like like I trust her opinion and her taste. Yeah.
She has impeccable taste, and impeccable style. And so she's going to be teaching a class. Yeah. And then Amanda's going to be teaching a class.
Who is also a wonderful woman with impeccable taste.
Also wonderful teacher with impeccable taste. Many of you will know Amanda. She's been on the podcast. She's worked at the shop for a long time. She usually comes to the retreats with me and teaches there. The country house retreats that we run. And she'll be teaching. And then we have two of our yarn producer friends. We have Anton of the Raw Wool Company, who is going to come do a class on fiber. Quite nerdy class on fiber, which I'm very excited about.
Because I think it's going to be something that you don't get anywhere else. I think it's going to be such an in-depth understanding of like sheep and how you get the fiber and all the different qualities and
and what the hell we're talking about when we talk about staple length and crimp and
which is information that actually is useful because
it is.
It tells you like how soft the garment is, isn't it, from like the staple length and stuff. So I think it'd be amazing. What
the yarn is how it's gonna behave once you've knit it. Because there are yarns that are better for some things than others, right? Like not all yarns make the same type of garment. And I think the longer you are a knitter, the more interested in that you become.
Yeah,
At least
definitely.
that's what I found for myself, and that is what I've seen with a lot of customers over the years.
Yeah.
So the Raw Wool Company, and then our good friends Garth and Or Yarns, they are going to be coming out too and giving a talk. I've talked about them loads before, but they do certified organic British yarns.
Yeah.
Everything's GOTS certified. They basically wrote the book on the GOTS certification for textiles and for hand knitting yarn. And now they are building the first mill in a generation in Wales, like with their bare hands, like literally, and blood, sweat, and tears. And it's really incredible. And so we're excited for them to come share their story and their yarn with you.
So it's kind of got a British wool, British yarn theme over and colour. It's kind of our other element that we're bringing to it, because that's something I think that Carmen does really well with a yarn story. Because the colour like palette, if you're lucky enough to come to the shop and you walk in, it's all very harmonious. You can tell it's been curated. So that would be one element of it, like all the colour stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like more detail to come.
Because obviously Walcott yarns will be the
Walcott
main yarn there.
So be on display.
Forget to say that because it's
because it's our own thing. And
but you'll get some Walcott yarns included in your goodie bag.
Yes, there will be goodie bag. Now you're telling people what's in the goodie bag.
But, well, not the rest of it. Just a sneaky bit.
Yes, there will most likely be some Walcott yarns included in your goodie bag.
Or not.
But yeah, we're very excited. We're also going to have an evening at the Roman Baths as part of it.
Like a drinks reception. Again, that's exclusive use. So it can be really
cool. There's going to be some other little surprises.
Yes, which we're working on at the moment.
Yeah, so you can head to our events website, which is eventsunwound.com, to read all of the details and book if you are interested. I'm just beyond excited.
Yeah, I am. There's like a range of room options. I mean, they're all really nice. So whether you went for the room or the suite, they are absolutely beautiful, all of the rooms.
And we have for the first time, so when we run country house retreats up in Cumbria a few times a year. That's what we've done in the past. It's a much smaller venue, so it's knitters only. This time we are allowing... That sounds horrible. We are allowing, but we're welcoming non-knitting partners to join, because there's so much to offer here in Bath, and we will definitely have some things to keep you occupied as well. Just bring your partner.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Or you can bring your knitting buddy as well. There's shared rooms as well. And the earlier you book, the more space you have between your payments. Yes, so that's quite useful, I think.
Possibly very nice for your credit card.
Rather than all in one whack.
So
it's really cool. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah,
that's
and
gonna be
Beverly's
amazing.
been very integral in making that happen.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying doing that. That's loads of fun.
We were just there the other week having doing some content filming.
Because the women are really nice there.
Rafi, they're so
and
lovely.
Hannah.
And next time we have to try the hot chocolate tea, we've been told.
I can't get my head around that.
Or no, it's not hot chocolate tea.
It is hot chocolate.
No, it's brownie tea.
Oh yeah, chocolate brownie tea.
Chocolate brownie tea.
Chocolate brownie tea.
Yes, apparently there was some confusion a couple weeks ago on someone ordered the brownie
tea, but they got a brownie.
They got an actual brownie.
They wanted the brownie tea.
I definitely want to try the brownie tea.
Yeah.
I, of course, because I was really focused on technical stuff because I was trying to do something different today with the camera, forgot my knitting. But Beverly has hers with her, and I can talk about what I'm making.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you have with you?
So, yes, I brought it with me because I thought...
I'll just drink wine.
Then if I don't know what to say, I'll just get my knitting out. So it's in my Hide and Hammer bag, which I love so much.
You have the 08 and the Midnight.
Yeah, and it's so nice. It's the same.
We have one more of those at the moment, but I do have them on order. So
yeah, because it's the same color as the larger one, isn't it?
Which we also have
on order
coming back. Yeah.
So I am making something for the shop, which is going to be a sample.
Oh yeah. I forgot about this.
And I'm making the Friday Tea by Petite Knit. And I've chosen two colours, and I've chosen them from Knitting for Olive Pure Silk because I wanted to do something summery.
Okay. For this.
to show that we've got like...
It is like pouring with rain outside our window right now, by the way.
So, which is good because I might actually have it done by the time the sun comes out. I thought it'd be really nice to have a sample in the shop that's like nice and summery. So I went for just a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Is it? That feels like
these colours I love.
Quintessential Beverley colors.
But I wouldn't wear them normally.
Really?
I just like them.
Okay.
But, because normally I don't really wear much colour. But, well, I'm a changed woman now. So, I like colour. So I've got.
We're going to get you wearing like Vibe Check and Pop Click.
You won't get me a Vibe Check.
Maybe Kermit plus taffy.
I love taffy. I do love taffy. Especially with hickory.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice combo.
Yeah. But I think, look, this is me saying I'm going out of my colour comfort.
So this is Knitting for Olive, pure silk. Let's see if that will focus. So Beverley, for those of you on the audio version, Beverley has chosen a like pale beige color and a like muted rusty mauve.
Yeah, it's
so
kind of pinky.
Plum rose
maybe.
plus, is this linen? Is that what this
I
one's
think
called?
it's
powder. So I would not call these bright or vibrant. They're lovely.
I think as a colour, I wouldn't say they're bright. As a clothing choice for myself, well, technically not for myself, for the shop, they're a little bit more colourful than I would normally go.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting Beverley
as in they're a colour.
Neon something here at some point.
I can't see neon. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Work here long enough?
Yeah, but I thought they go really nicely together because the powder is actually, I don't know, feel like it has a kind of pinkiness to it.
It is a pinky beige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the darker colour as the main colour. If you know.
Do you have it started?
I do, but it's not
much.
It's not much. But I'll show you just to prove.
Prove that it is on the
I am doing it. But it's a bit of a stressful time at the moment because I'm moving house, so.
Oh,
here she is.
It's so cute. And it is started. You got some ribbing.
And I've done the pearl row so you can just like a little folded one.
Yeah. That's very lovely. Oh, this knits up so well.
Yeah, it feels really soft.
What needle size are you using?
Oh, so I did have to change needle size to do it. So I've gone down half a needle size. So these are the small, I think these are a 2.
Oh, excuse me.
For the ribbing, and then a 2.5 I think I've gone down to. I think it's meant to be a 3.
Okay.
So I had to go down.
Because I'm doing the silk on a much bigger needle, but this is a really nice fabric that's creating much denser than what I've got.
Because I suppose you don't want it to be see-through.
No, my camisole is definitely going to be sassy.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! It is a summer tank.
Yeah, so working on that. So obviously with the smaller needles, it will take a little bit longer, but I think.
Are you a monogamous knitter or are you a play the whips?
Wow.
Type of knitter.
This is I'm a changed woman. I used to be a very monogamous knitter because if I
then you met me.
Yes.
I seem to do that to people.
Well, if I always get excited by other things, and then if I don't finish what I'm doing, then will it ever get finished? I find I need to keep going.
Yeah.
And sort of withhold the joy of starting something new.
Okay.
Because otherwise I won't finish the other thing. So that was always my view. But then, yes, recently I've not been a monogamous knitter because I've started doing that thing where I justify it by having different knits for different occasions.
Yes.
So like there's like a TV knit. Then I've got one that's with a chart. So I'm also doing Sari Nordland Poet Tea.
Oh, yes.
So that's a charted pattern. So that's like when I'm not concentrating, when I am concentrating and not paying attention to anything else. But then if you just if you've got the telly on, you need to have something you can just pick up and go.
Absolutely.
Whereas obviously charted pattern, you've got to get your chart out and sort of
just
get your setup.
More.
Yeah. And I found that if I just had a charted pattern on the go, then I wouldn't knit when the telly was on because I'd be like, oh,
I can't do that.
Too much effort.
Yep.
So I've started doing that. And then I've started being like, well, once you open the gates You let one in.
What the flood?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, if I've got a gift knit coming up, well, I could do that alongside other things. So, yeah, it's I've changed. I definitely am not a monogamous knitter anymore.
I'm such a terrible
yeah.
everybody.
It's
Even Amanda has more than one project on the go.
Yeah, and she used to be.
She is a very strictly monogamous knitter, mostly. I mean, she definitely doesn't ever have more than like 2, max 3 if she has a pair of socks.
Yeah, I don't think I could go above that either, because then I think...
Not the 24 I have? Or
no, I would... Well, you know me with my spreadsheets. I'd have to do a spreadsheet of all my whips. I would get very confused. I think different occasion knits I can cope with, having like a couple of different ones for different occasions. But I really want to finish the things I do, and I think problem. Because especially now being surrounded by stuff all the time, I always want to do something new. So I've got to make myself finish the things I'm doing.
Well, that's a good way to go. I definitely have too many whips. Although Anna from Wild and Woolly, her newsletter last week was all about what is a whip.
Yes, I got
Did you read it?
Yes, I thought it was really good.
Anna writes like such a beautiful newsletter. Wild and Woolly in London, highly recommend her newsletter.
Yeah, it's a very good newsletter.
She's a beautiful writer. And I read it last week. I messaged her and I was like, I feel personally attacked by your newsletter.
Yeah, because she's right. If you're not working on it, it actually isn't a whip.
Really
it's not
a
work in progress.
Yeah, so...
I thought of a new name for these things.
Oh, did you?
Castaways.
Ah, I like that.
Yeah, so they're like stranded and you either rescue them or leave them.
Or they just sit there collecting dust in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay, a castaway, I like it.
They need rescuing.
Right. Well, we've just coined a new phrase. Yes.
I thought of that when I was reading the Wild and Woolly newsletter.
It's a good newsletter, isn't it?
Really good.
I do have an FO, I just forgot to bring it. I finished my Shirley Bryan socks.
Oh, cool.
Finally, which I can't even show you because...
Did you do a deconstructed?
I did a deconstructed fade. And I can't show you the colorway because we sold our last skein of it.
Which one was it?
It was the Man Creates Drag Dinosaur Women Inherit the Earth.
Yeah, I packed that up the other day.
Yeah, that was my friend Tori. She saw my Instagram post
was
and
it?
she was like, I need that color. And I said, I think we have one left.
Yeah,
she
got it.
Thanks, Tori. So that is off the needles. I have like 3 pairs of socks. One I'm going to abandon. I have 1 sock made. I didn't enjoy the pattern that I chose for it. It was like top up. It was supposed to be a gift to my sister. Like I started like 7 years ago. I think I don't know what I'm going to do with the
She's
single
still waiting
sock.
for a gift.
Yeah. That wouldn't be the first time she's waiting for a gift for me. I'm a terrible gifter. To my sister. Well, no, I'm not the world's greatest gifter in general. I have good
intentions.
I have good intentions. I also have some like perfection. Like sometimes lightning strikes, but like gift giving is not my love language. So yeah. Anywho, I digress. But I have at least 3 pairs of socks in different stages. So I finished one. Yay. I've been working.
That's both.
That's both socks. Like both socks. I have a pair of socks done. And then I have my camisole number 4.
Yeah.
From My Favorite Things knitwear,
that's a really nice top.
It's a really nice top. Yeah. It is also in the Knitting for All of Pure Silk. I've shown it off here before.
Oh, did you start that when you went to your business?
No, I started that a year ago.
Oh.
I meant to knit it for last summer, and then I got distracted.
Yeah, see, that's what I do that with summer knits.
Yes.
If they don't finish them in time for summer,
I have no summer
then
knits.
The impetus is gone.
Yeah. And then I tried to hurry it up and get it done for when I went to Puerto Rico in January, but that didn't happen because I made this error. I've talked about this before. I made this error in the broken rib, and it was like right after I joined these pieces, and I really didn't want to properly rip it back, so I very painstakingly dropped down a couple rows and fixed it as I went, and I just need to sit and do that.
Yeah.
And it is moving, but it's just kind of a slow knit at the moment. But I am making progress, and I'm hoping to now have it done for my trip to the States in August.
Okay.
Because August in Central Oregon should be plenty hot to wear it. So I've got that on, and then I will get to Bella blocking now because I am also knitting this, but I guess at the moment it's not technically a whip because I had to frog the whole thing at knit night a couple weeks ago.
No.
Yeah.
I do that with nearly everything I start though. I usually restart. It just takes a while just to get into the pattern, I think.
Yeah, basically I cast it on when I was flying to Canada. It took me 4 times to cast it on because it was Judy's Magic cast on. And then it's like 97 stitches on each. So it's like 280 or something. 180?
Don't ask me.
Anyways. So I did that on the plane, and then I got into the back yoke, and there's an instruction for the short rows that I misinterpreted, but there was no internet for me to like double check myself. So I just thought, no, this has to be correct. And basically I got down to the bottom of the yoke and got to the color work, and the color work stitch count wasn't working out. And there's no stitch count in the pattern. So there was no place for me to check it. And then I talked to Susan because she'd already finished hers by then. And I did the short rows wrong. I didn't interpret the instruction correctly. I overthought it. I should just follow the instructions. Yeah. So I had to rip it back and start again.
What colors have you picked?
So I'm doing mine, and I'm doing mine in just fluff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'm doing it in cinema with English rose.
I love those two together.
Yeah, I think it'll be really pretty. And it was knitting up really well and quickly. So I think this weekend I'll have time to sit, do the cast on,
Susan
do the
did
tricky
this
bit.
quick, didn't she?
She did do that quickly.
But then she's a quick knitter, I think.
Yes. And, well, we'll talk about the Bella blocking because we've got some yarn choices. We put some kits together on the website for it.
Yeah.
Because we actually all tried on this sample. Susan made the size 3, which fits you perfectly.
Yeah, I love it.
Fits her perfectly. Amanda had it on. It fit her really well.
Yeah, because Amanda's tall
Amanda's
as well,
quite tall.
like you.
It was a little bit more cropped on her, but it was really cute.
Yeah. She can still do a little half tuck.
Yeah. I tried on. It is definitely not, like, I need to make a bigger size, and it's definitely too short for me, but it didn't look terrible.
No.
Like, if I was a person that wore dresses.
Yeah. It would look amazing.
It would look really cute over a dress. I'm not a dress person.
Yeah.
So it's not. There's kind of, it's too cropped between.
Yeah. It would.
My waistline,
if you've got like a dress.
Yeah.
That would look quite cool. And I suppose it's the sort of boxy shape.
Yeah.
Does kind of work.
But it's really wearable.
Yeah, the sleeves are really cool as well, like the length and the billowiness of them.
Yeah. I'll make sure that Max has the photos because we put them up in the newsletter today of all of us in them, and it's quite fun to see it on like working on all of us.
I think it's nice to sit on different bodies, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So we have kits for it. So we'll talk through that. We have the Susan, which is Officer and Chocolate for the top bit, which, I mean, the tweed is a chocolate brown, and then Officer is, I call it an army green.
Yeah, it's like a khaki.
They call it khaki here in the UK.
Khaki.
I call khaki a different color, but that is another.
What do you?
I call like a beige a khaki.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. We just
it's definitely
call that
not
beige.
A khaki.
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 Where's your khaki?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Okay, and the bottom is plum and flamingo. So flamingos are sort of corally hot pink, and plum is a pretty reddy pink.
Yeah.
But it works really well together.
It does, and it kind of sort of tones it a little bit if you're not too much of the hot pinkness.
Yeah.
Kind of gives it a little subtlety.
It does work
and
very
depth.
well.
Yeah.
Yes. I really like this combo. And the Officer with chocolate was kind of a genius move of ours.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Looks really cool.
When you get like the little bits of it coming through.
Yeah. The Officer is definitely sort of the dominant color, but you've got the chocolate bits coming through, which is really nice. Okay, then we also did a very classic navy glacial depths with feather and raw white. Is that feather? Yeah. It's going to be hard to hold. We do the basket.
Take that.
Yeah. So navy and white, super classic.
Yeah, that's your kind of sailor Breton top type.
Yeah, I mean, if I make, because there's a good chance I make another one in this after I've done my.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that might be.
That's what you'd go for.
Me. And then we did this with this. We did a.
Oh yes,
We would call this the
Fiona.
Fiona. Our friend Fiona, who loves grays and blacks. So we've done shadow with charcoal, and then we've done that is, I forget this color name, winter something.
Yeah,
winter gray with cold rain. So the cooler grays. So really classic black and gray, which would be really elegant.
Yeah,
like really
very
elegant.
chic.
That's one. And then we did use this.
Yeah, we did a very pink one, didn't we?
Then we did a Kaylee, which is marmalade.
She was outside.
This is marmalade and paprika with, what's this one again? Oak and feather. So a warmer gray with the oranges. Actually,
I really like that together.
Yeah, it's quite nice. And we have done it that way. So the cream sort of by your face, the gray. And then our last combo.
This I really do like, but this is wild for me.
This is bright. Did we go this way or did we go this way?
I do love pinks.
I think we went this way.
Yes,
raspberry and cinema plus plum and English rose.
It's like that kind of pink
red on pink. So very similar to what I'm doing in my fluff only combo. So red and pink, but with the tweed as well.
And did Susan have to change her needles?
Yeah,
or anything?
she didn't change her needles. She did knit it to a slightly different gauge. So I believe it's 17 stitches to 10 centimeters in the pattern, and she knits 15 and a half.
Okay.
But she could have changed her needle size and adjusted. But she liked the fabric she was getting.
I do like the fabric.
And that's also why she knit the size 3. So she looked at her gauge and did the math for that.
I think because we've all tried it on and it did look good, I think it shows you actually that you can kind of, whichever size you go for, it will probably be okay if you you can either have it a bit baggier or a bit tighter. Yeah,
and because it's meant to be worn oversized, like there's a lot between the sizes, so there's leeway.
Yeah, there's
to
room.
Create a fabric.
I think less room for error.
Yeah, or non-fittingness.
Yeah,
and she's so clever the way she does the design on this. So you do a Judy's. Or we should turn with your shoulder a little bit. She does a Judy's Magic cast on. Like here, so you cast on all of the stitches across the back, and then you knit down across the yoke, and then you pick up here and knit forward. So this neck too is like also like cast on stitches somehow. I don't know. I didn't get that far, but
and that's a nice short sleeve as well. If you're not into
she did like a bracelet
knitting.
sleeve on it. So yeah. We're very pleased with that new.
Yeah, I think that's the fave at the moment in the shop. Fave sample at the moment.
Definitely. And then we were going to talk about other yarn, but we forgot the basket over there. So I'll go get that.
I'll have a little bit of this vinegar wine.
We have...
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. We do have very exciting announcement. Which we have been hiding for quite a long time, haven't we?
We have.
Do you want to tell everybody what it is?
Are you sure?
Yes.
So, we have 2 new colours of our Woolcott Yarns Opus, which is so exciting. And I think they're perfect summer colours. So they've come just at the right time.
They are.
Should we go, which one should we go first? Or are you going to go first? Go. Okay, so this is our kind of brighter one. This is key lime pie, which is your dad's...
It's my dad's favourite dessert.
Which is obviously why we went for that name. But is that good?
It's a very classic chartreuse.
Yeah, it's
very
really
bright.
Nice. Yeah, but again, I suppose like Kermit, depending what you pair it with, it doesn't have to be too bright. But it's a bright one.
Yes. And then we have lavender haze, which is a beautiful lavender color, very classic lavender. Lavender haze, obviously inspired by the Taylor Swift song from her Midnight's album. And yes, I have Taylor Swift inspired nails on right now as well, you might see there. So these are 2 new shades. They go together very well.
They do.
We're very excited for them. They are going to go, like, I kind of want another one of these vests.
Oh, cool.
With, like, the purple.
Yeah.
Or I think this is going to look amazing with the gray as well.
Yeah,
Or with the white.
I think something like that. Yeah, definitely.
Or the navy,
they are just
which
over
should be
there.
back in stock. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're welcoming those 2 to the family. It has been, I'm pretty sure I started the process of that in spring of last year.
Yeah, you said it's a long process.
It's been over a year since I have known about these colors.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you told me about them. Maybe it was around Christmas time or something. So
yeah, so
it's been a long time coming.
It's exciting to always like finally see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are new, and then we got some new Spincycle today.
Yeah, and I'm not normally a Spincycle person.
Yeah, we have not. You are not in the cult of Spincycle.
No, because
yet.
To me, it's too much color altogether. I like it when it's like the tonal ones. I can get on board with a bit more, but saying that,
let's just stay. Okay, you still got a job here.
No,
you don't have to listen.
But I have. Unfortunately, for my wallet, I have started to appreciate them when I've been looking at them because being in the shop more. I'm like, oh, actually, when you look at them, or when you see them knit up, you actually think, oh, I could work with that one. I could work with that one.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, when I first started looking and engaging with Spincycle, like, you are kind of bombarded with color in the skein, and it can feel a bit messy if you don't understand that what's going to happen is they're going to become a gradient. So when you wind it into a ball, you actually get long color fades into each other. But that isn't what... I mean, they're beautiful in the skein, but you kind of look at it and go...
Yeah, like, I love playing with them. I'm like, oh, wow, and this is cool, and this with this. And then I'm like, would I actually wear it or want to make something with it?
Yeah.
But, yeah, when you, like, understand it and appreciate it a bit more, it is actually very cool. So, unfortunately, I think I am a convert.
Well, you got quite enticed by one of the colors.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
So this here that I have in my hand is Goldie, which is golds and purples and some browns and pinks. I think Amanda's going to be all over this color when she gets in here. Opia is long anticipated. We have been eagerly waiting for this. It's beautiful, rich, really nice. Moody, gray, purple, deep pinks, a little bit of blue in there. And then this is Happy Pill, which is like oranges and teals. I think Kaylee's going to be all over that.
Yeah, she popped in earlier. I think she did like that one.
Yeah.
And another one.
And another one. Pop Click we got back in stock. We've got some very nice skeins of this. Very evenly distributed amongst the greens and purples and brights in here. I don't know why you're not focusing. It's very nice. And then this is like the most beautiful yarn, and for some reason I ordered like not enough of it.
Yeah.
So this is Dark Side.
You're going to regret that.
I'm really going to regret that. So it's gray. I'm sure by the time this episode airs, we won't have this anymore because we have like 5 skeins of it. Yeah. Neon yellow, hot pink, neon green. It's absolutely amazing. I want to keep it all for myself.
And did you say this is the one that glows in the dark?
I think it's, or like black light.
Ah.
Yes. And then I think this is the one that you quite liked.
This is the one I liked, yeah.
You can show that one off.
Oh, thank you. So this one is Ranunculus, and it is, again, obviously, pinks and purples. Oh, have I got it?
Yeah, we just have to hide our face, then usually it focuses. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. So it's got pinks, purples, a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow, but it's a really nice one.
It's nice and soft.
Yeah.
Softer colours.
Soft colours. not too much for my eyes. Like, I look at that, I'm like, whoa! Sends me mental. Well, that one, I'm like, oh yeah, I can
Sends me mental. I think you like this one too, though. Holy Toledo?
Oh, I just like the name. Holy Toledo. Holy Toledo Batman.
We got Holy Toledo in on Dream State. We've had it in Dyed in the Wool before, but not on Dream State. And this I might very well snag for myself. Or do I have a skein of this from Rhinebeck last year? Oh, I need to check my stash. Oh, I should check my stash before I go. And we got Neverary. Neverary on plum, which is new to us. Lovely purples, like a muted purpley pinky.
And like a green. I actually like the combination of the purple
really
and green
pretty
together. Yeah, it's very pretty.
So that is what's new this week.
Yeah, and I do like colour. Just like I do tend to go neutral when I'm buying it to make something to wear. But
why is that?
I don't know. I feel like I'm with a therapist.
Should we analyze your colour choices?
Yeah, maybe. I suppose because it feels safer. Whereas I think with colour, you always worry, what if it doesn't suit me, or what if there's like. Amanda is really good. When you hold up a colour, she's like, no, yes. She knows straight away. And I think...
That is also something you will always get from all of us here in the shop, is we do not hold back. If you ask us if a colour suits you, be prepared for us to tell you no.
Yeah.
we will not hold back.
I find it much harder on myself.
Do you?
I hold up and go, oh, I don't know.
Well, it's hard in the shop. Because our mirror's at the back, and you're always
so you don't
backlit.
You
looking
don't get
at
the
it.
light.
It's much easier for someone else to look at you in the light and get it. But yeah, we will always tell you what we think of the color choices. Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But knitting a soft pink t-shirt, who knows what will happen?
That's going to be really pretty.
Yeah,
it's
I'm excited.
Super pretty. I love that you think a soft pink t-shirt is wacky.
She's so wild.
I mean, we got you cooking.
See?
Next is neon.
It's just, I'm all changed.
Beverley came to the November Country House retreat with me last year.
And I hadn't worked for long, had I?
No, you hadn't been there long at all.
Like a few weeks.
Basically, due to a whole bunch of other things, the other people that were supposed to go with me couldn't. And I was like, hey, new girl.
Can you cook? No.
No. Okay, cool. Do you want to come to a retreat anyways and spend the week with me up in Cumbria hosting, I think we had like 15 people there.
It was a full one.
It was a full retreat. And so, you made soup.
I did. I made soup.
She did a great job.
I made 2 different types of soup.
You did make 2 different types of soup. And only burned 1 pumpkin.
See, no one, that's an exclusive. I didn't reveal to anyone at the retreat that I had burnt 1 tray of the pumpkin.
It's so easy to do in an Aga though.
Because I got the tray and I was like, oh, and it seemed good. I thought, I don't need, and I didn't think, where's the rest of the pumpkin?
Yeah. And it was fine. It was a very pumpkin-y soup. It was fine. We
didn't find it till the end of the day.
Yeah, we found the rest of the pumpkin in a different oven later.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Yeah.
That's an exclusive. But people liked it. They still liked it.
It was really good soup. Yeah. It was a really fun retreat.
Yeah, it was. I absolutely loved it. And the women that I met there were amazing.
Yeah.
Such nice women. And just the atmosphere. I don't think I've ever been surrounded by people who all love knitting. And it's such a lovely feeling. I think, that's something that you get from knit nights and stuff. And I hadn't really done any of that. So, yeah, I liked that aspect of it. Just seeing what everyone's knitting. And even though someone's knitting something you might never want to knit yourself, it's just so nice to hear why they're doing it and hear, you learn more about them. I suppose that's why it's a yarn story.
But you get
you get their story from what they're knitting. So that was really nice.
Yeah, that is what you get from a retreat. Every time I go, I really enjoy that part of it. It's just really lovely. We do have a September Country House retreat.
With
still
places.
has three
spots available. So, 3 rooms. So if you and a friend want to book do a sharing,
I think one of them we can do
We could
shared.
do one of those.
So we could have 4 total people still. The November one is
full.
booked.
And if you're sharing, it has to be with someone you know and you have to both book. It can't be
we can't pair
match
you
people up
with
because
someone.
it might not work.
Yeah.
You might end up with someone and not be happy, and it just doesn't work, does it, that way?
Yeah. Basically, we don't have like extra space to then.
If it doesn't work
something,
out
so,
to move you, so
yeah.
it has to be with someone that you're happy to be in a room with.
Yes, it doesn't snore too loud, possibly. All right, Lessons in Knitting this week is brought to us by our friend New's daughter, Eve. Hi, Eve.
Hi, Eve.
So Eve watches this with her mom, and she sent me a little video this week about how to remember to like stretch your hands and wrists and stuff. I don't know about you, but like I sometimes am like, if I knit too long.
Certain stitches that you do, they just can be more hard on the hands, can't they? And like you sort of get a bit cramped.
I noticed too, because I was knitting the socks this weekend, it's on smaller needles.
Oh yes, definitely, because it's just a little fiddly, isn't it?
So here is a little hand stretch for you. So we have...
I feel like we're one of those like fitness instructors.
I know, right?
Follow me!
I don't think I'm going to do this quite as well as Eve did it. But, all right. So we have a big meatball. And then we have little meatballs.
Little meatballs.
And then we have spaghetti. I like that this is spaghetti.
This does sound like a nice meal.
And then cheese was...
And still cheese. I don't like cheese.
Yeah. And you don't have to like cheese to do this.
I don't want to do this one because I don't like cheese.
All right, and then there's ketchup.
Yeah.
It's good noise. All right, salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Coriander. Chopping there. And then garlic bread. Stretch there. And then ice cream.
Ice cream.
Her hands were off camera when she sent that video. So we're just
So they have to be off camera.
Off camera.
We don't know what they're doing.
But I do like that. I mean,
I feel like they've been a bit invigorated.
Because I often do, when I warm up to exercise, I do this. Elbows together, by the way, everybody, on that one. But I don't always do the finger ones, for sure.
Yeah, because it is in the fingers, isn't it? I feel it.
And that's a good one, too. So garlic bread.
Take my garlic bread.
Spaghetti. Jeez.
What was the little meatballs?
The little meatballs.
The little meatballs. Little meatballs. That's my favourite one.
I think this might be my favourite lesson in knitting so far.
Little meatballs.
Small meatballs.
What were the big ones?
Big meatballs. I'm actually making meatballs for dinner tonight.
Oh, there you go. Are you going to have a go? Big meatballs, little
I might just do it. It might be like spaghetti.
Do you want any coriander?
I don't have any coriander.
Well,
I wouldn't put that in my... I do have basil, though.
No, I would put basil.
I just said basil.
Oh, yes!
I've been here too long!
Yes! Basil.
Basil. I'm using some basil.
Yeah, oh my gosh, we've got you. Basil. Basil.
All right, I think on that note...
Yeah.
We
is anything else British?
Goodbye. We're not doing a Q&A today just because I asked Beverley so many questions.
I was the Q&A.
She was the Q&A.
Sorry, guys.
But if you have questions, Kaylee and I will be back next episode. We'll probably have Beverley back again.
Maybe.
If she's willing to join us.
It was terrifying.
It's been very fun having you.
I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Especially after the glass of wine, I feel.
It's easier
much more
with a
relaxed.
glass of wine,
yeah.
right?
We should have that before. The second half's going to be better, I think. So maybe skip the first bit if I'm just talking rubbish about Pizza Express.
They won't have gotten to this point if
that's true. Oh, I've ruined it.
No ruining it. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Wolf Wine, for our lovely wine, which once again was the Field Notes 3 from very local vineyard here in Wiltshire. So check them out if you are here in Bath. They're just across the street from us, really. And thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on whichever channel you prefer. And we'll see you next time. Thanks so much.
Bye.